Hi everybody, welcome to my knitting channel. Today is episode 110, and we're going to talk about change of plans. So it's raining today, so this is probably going to be really short, plus my pain still is ridiculous, which is why there's a change of plan. So first of all, the rain's starting back up. It stopped for like 30 seconds. They're on the 5th. It's Wednesday, January 4th. And they're on the 5th vote for Speaker of the House, which is amazing. And I keep like feeling like since Obama, really, I think the Obama campaign, the politics in the US has really become outrageous. And I feel like each new thing, I'm like, oh my gosh, it can't possibly get any crazier. And then, like, the next thing happens. So, like, we're on the 5th vote. I'm sure by Friday, when I post this, it will have been resolved and we'll have a speaker. And who knows? I don't even have a guess as to who it's going to be. If I have to guess, I think it's going to be McCarthy. I'll be shocked if it's not. Let's say that. I'll be shocked if it's not McCarthy. I love how he's like, I earned this. And I'm like, whoa, that is some ego way to go into this, I guess. I earned this. It's typically not how, like, elections work, but okay, whatever. I'm going to miss Nancy. That's just for sure, because, she's a bad bitch. I love her. I love strong women. And to see, I don't care who they are. Like, I don't care what side they're on. Don't like the crazy ones that are, like, living in an alternate reality, but I love strong women. You know, like, what was that? The governor of Texas, that woman. Oh, I can't think of her name. She was one of my favorites too. Anyway, and I'm watching MSNBC right now. They're still doing the fifth vote, and I had to sit through some speeches. I have to say, Boebert. Oh my God, Boebert. She loves a soundbite. Like, I really think her whole, every time she talks to the press, it's like, I need a sound bite. Like, it feels like everything she says is working up for, like, what she thinks is a mic drop moment. And it's just funny to me, because if you watch her with that assumption, it's much more entertaining. But it just gets me how, like, in order to pull the Republican... Okay, if you don't know what's happening, there's a small group of Republicans that are refusing to go along with the rest of the Republicans in the House and elect their leader, who will lead the House. So Democrats are all falling in line behind Jeffries, and he is going to be the minority leader. But McCarthy, who they're trying to get as the leader for the Republicans, because the Republicans own the majority, the Republicans have a majority of the House. So it's just assumed that he will get a majority of votes and the Republican will become the House Speaker. And that puts him in line for the presidency of, it's just in the line of succession. It doesn't mean he's going to be president or anything like that. So there's like 20 Republicans that refuse to vote for the guy, and for McCarthy, and because the Republicans have such a small majority in the House, I forget what the majority is. It's not a lot. He needs a majority of those 20 people to vote for him. And instead, those 20 people are they're nominating someone else, and they're all voting for this person, which means McCarthy doesn't have enough votes to become majority leader. It's so ridiculous. And so I don't think this has happened. Okay, the basis is, as Nancy Pelosi did, when she brought something up for a vote, she already knew how everyone was going to vote. And there are 435 seats in the House. So to know how 435 people are going to vote is kind of amazing. Like, that's why it takes so long for them to hold each vote, because they roll call out 435 names. So I'm sitting through watching these live, and it's taking forever. It's so funny. I find it so entertaining. So do I. I don't know what's going to happen. So, it's funny to me that they keep bringing this up for the vote, and, nobody knows if he's going to have enough votes. Where, Nancy was she knew how everyone... Did you watch the documentary about her that her daughter did? Oh, my God, it was hilarious. She knows how everyone's voting each time. I don't think she had any surprises. I don't think any man, really, honestly, I don't think any man is ever as organized as a woman. I don't think maybe I don't want to say it comes naturally, because I don't think it does. I think it's just of course Nancy knows how everyone's gonna, it's just, I don't know. It's so, it's like a circus or like a car crash and you can't look away. I don't know. This really isn't as, of course, it's obviously not as disastrous as 9/11 or, some other things we've seen happen in this country. But it's just hilarious to me to watch this play out. And these 20 people are like, no. This is what happened when you elect obstructionists. This is what happens. This is what you sent them to do. I don't know why this is surprising. I think it's hilarious. And I'm loving every second of it. It's just, I love when things don't go as planned in our government. That sounds terrible. I'm not an anarchist. I swear to God, I'm not an anarchist. But I guess it's funny to watch. Anyway, that's what's happening in the world, in my world, as an American today. So it's just exciting, I guess. And I think it's one of the things I don't want to say I'm distrustful of the media, but I kind of am, because I feel like we're not as bad as China, obviously, and how their media is you're not allowed to see things. And I feel like the media in America, I really feel, doesn't report on a lot of things that are worldwide, like Afghanistan, what's going, is that where the Taliban is telling women they can't go to school and they can't do stuff. I mean, they were always telling them that, but now they're in power and stuff now. And then the stuff in Iran, it's I don't think we're getting the full story of what's happening in Iran from our media. We tend to focus domestically, and I think that harms us to know what's going on in the world. So for us, this is a big deal. I mean, obviously it's our government. Of course it's going to be a big deal to us, but I love that this is stuff I can watch on my TV real time as it's happening, where I can't see things throughout the world happening real time on my TV. And some of the places where stories are coming out, you're not quite sure if you're getting the true story or not. And I think that's a real failing of the media. Because we are supposed to have a free press, and the government shouldn't be dictating what we're seeing. But we have a press that is corporately owned now, and it's not about reporting news. It's about, views. I hate that. That really gets my goat. Whatever. So I like being able to see stuff happen real time at the source, where I don't have someone telling me what's happening, but I can see things happening and I know the context of what's happening. Whereas if you see a snippet of something happening across the world, you don't know the context of what you're seeing. People can tell you, but you don't know if that's true. So I like knowing that I can see this happening in real time. I trust my eyes that what I'm seeing is what's really happening. Where other things you're like, can I have some context? What's happening? Which you see all over the internet all the time. You'll see stuff like, oh, this dog is crying on its owner's grave. And I'm like, is it really though? Because I'm not sure a dog would know that that's its owner's grave. Like, how does the dog know that? But people are like, oh my God, it's so sad. And I'm like, can you use a brain cell and think? There's no way that grave smells like its owner. So why is a dog laying there crying? Just saying. I have problems with trusting what I'm seeing as to who's telling me it. So I'm loving today. I'm having such a good time today. I just absolutely love it. Okay, what am I wearing? I was like, this is going to be a really short show because I'm in so much pain. And then I'm like, let's watch this. Let's watch them elect a speaker today. The 5th try. What are we at? Ugh, they're not even like halfway through. Ugh. Okay, I am wearing the first Abrazzo because the second one has gone missing. I don't know where it is, you guys. I don't have furniture for my clothes, so they are in a laundry basket. Like, I take out clothes because I mostly wear pajamas because I don't go anywhere and I'm in pain all the time. So I have like pajamas. Actually, it's mostly some robes and then pajama pants. And that's what I wear. And everything's in folded, like neatly folded, like they show you on videos, like to roll up pants and stuff. So space saving. So it's all in a laundry basket because I don't have any furniture. This is like stuff you don't need to know about my life. So I've misplaced the second Abrazzo, which is the one with the middle cabling, and I still have to make. I also misplaced the yarn that I had left over, so I think I put them together somewhere to not lose them, and then I lost them. And because I have like, I don't know, fibrofog, ADHD brain, whatever's wrong with my brain, I don't know where I put it. This is gone, and I'm not sure where even the leftover is because I thought it was in that new vinyl pouch that I got, that vinyl bag, and it's not there. And I'm like, why is this empty? But what I wanted to show you was how fitting this back is. Do you see, like, it's not like jutting out, but it's also like it's not too tight, and I just love the fit of it. It has a really nice fit around the arm. I just absolutely love this. It's because of my allodynia and my sensory issues, it's hard for me to find clothes that are comfortable for me to wear, and this has turned out to be something that is so comfortable for me to wear, and I absolutely love it. I'm not crazy about the yarn, which was from Knit Crate, so you don't gotta worry about that because it's never coming back. It does pick up lint, which I'm not sure you can see, but it's so full of lint. It just looks terrible. But anyway, I lost my second Abrazzo. So I have one whip, and this is because my pain's been so bad. I haven't been knitting. I've been mostly sleeping or laying down and crying. This is the 3rd dog tube that I've done just because it's stockinette in the round. I don't have to think about anything, and I used the 30 gram. I used 130 grams for the other one that I'm going to show you in a minute that I finished. So, because I had leftover from Lola's, I had 60 grams left over, so I split it in half for the 2 for the big dog. So I finished one, which I'll show you in a minute, and this is the last one. So I used up the first 30 grams, the remaining 30 grams from the remaining 60 grams from Lola's, because I just want to use up all the yarn. I don't want any of this yarn left over. It's acrylic. I'm not going to use it for anything else. And if these get torn up or whatever, I'll just throw them away. So I used the first 30 on the ribbing part. So I did 3 inches of 18-inch ribbing. So the ribbing stretches to 18 inches, or it will once it's blocked. And I know that from the other one I made. Actually went from the gauge of Lola's, which fit her So I just adjusted for an 18-inch face and a 20-inch neck for the big dog. So I did 60, I want to say 68 stitches for the ribbing, and then I increased to 80 stitches, which will go down to the neck. This is my only whip. It's in the round. It's absolutely boring, but it's all that I can muster right now. So that is my only whip. This is my finished object. This is for the big dog. They're the same size, so it doesn't matter which one. So we have this ribbing here that is doubled over and hemmed, and then this is stockinette doubled over and hemmed. So it's all hemmed right on the inside, but you probably can't see, but there's just a hem right there. So one was hemmed, and then the second part is hemmed and then bound off, and that's what the ridge is actually the bind off. I don't think it makes much of a ridge if there's no bind off. So these are the difference in the sizes of my dogs. They're like little Lily. And then my big goobers. Isn't that hilarious? So the second one will be this size. So I did put this on Decker today because he's got an ear infection right now. And it's raining, so I wanted to make sure he didn't get water in his ear outside. And he hates the rain, so I don't think he liked having this on, though. So that's all I finished in the last week, which brings us to our change of plans. I'm sorry, you guys, that I'm having trouble looking at the camera today, which is right here. And instead, I'm looking myself in the eye because I'm more comfortable talking to me than a camera. The more you know. So our change of plans. There's a cat in a cardboard box. Our change of plans is, okay, I had a second opinion yesterday. Okay, I'm going to talk about my health stuff, so if that triggers you, I'm sorry, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. I am going to go down to every other week for this knitting channel, every other week until my surgery, because I simply am not getting anything done because my pain is so bad. Like literally yesterday I laid in on the sofa and slept and cried because my pain was so bad. So on Tuesday, today's Wednesday. Yesterday? I have zero concept of time, just no concept of time whatsoever. Yesterday, it was yesterday, but it feels like it was a week ago. So yesterday, I went and got a second opinion about my surgery. It was for everything, but I specifically was having trouble with my pain management. Because this doctor is doing absolutely zero for my pain. And my pain is so bad. It's gotten so much worse. I think this is just my theory, because I don't know. Because no doctors here that I have ever seen, I've had one doctor, take my pain seriously. Like, oh, you are in pain. This is terrible. We must do something. One doctor out of dozens, literally. I don't think they doubt I'm in pain, but I think they doubt the level of pain. I think they think, well, it's not that painful. You can handle it. Like, the nurse was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your daily pain? And I said an 8. It's literally an 8. I can't, stand up all the way. I'm bent over. I'm mostly curled up because it hurts so bad. And I'm not able to eat. I'm eating about 1 meal a day. And I'm trying to get in enough fiber because I also struggle with IBS. So I'm like, I have to get my fiber in every day, and then I'm not eating, so it's worse. And I'm like, seriously, like, when you have chronic illness, you have to stay at like, there's a functioning line where, if you do these things every day, your body will stay functional. And if you dip below that, like if you have a flare and you're not getting enough liquid for that day, or you're not eating enough, then that's going to impact your condition the next day. So I feel like the pain is just compounding the problems. Like it just keeps getting worse each day that I'm not able to get to my baseline. And I don't think these doctors understand that, because I don't think they deal with people with chronic illnesses. And management is a very serious thing when you have a chronic illness. So anyway, I felt like my doctor was not taking my pain seriously, because she's not doing anything about it. So what I think happened anyway is that they put me on the birth control, and I think I already had the fibroids, because I don't think they can grow that fast. I think I already had these problems, and the hormones somehow, because that's what hormones do, made it worse. And my coming off the hormones, my pain's gotten worse, everything's gotten worse. So I think it like inflamed everything, and then just made everything worse. So I have my biopsy they still haven't biopsied me. I have my biopsy in 2 weeks. And my doctor, because I'm in so much pain, moved my surgery up to 2 weeks after my biopsy. And they don't even know if that's going to be enough time to have my biopsy finished, because she said it usually takes 2 to 3 weeks. So she's like, well, we're going to have to put a rush on that. And I guess hope it comes through. I'm not really sure, because I haven't talked to my actual doctor. I've been talking to the nurse. So I guess at the biopsy appointment, they'll tell me what's happening. But the hospital's already called and scheduled me for all the pre-testing. This is seriously like the most terrifying thing I'm going to have to go through, I think. I'm terrified of this. I mean, at first I was excited, because I was like, oh, this is going to end everything. And now I'm like, can you just knock me out for like 3 days, like around it? And just like let me wake up. Like, could you put me in a coma for like 3 days? So and the worst part is they moved my surgery up so much that I can't get in to see my psychiatrist before my surgery. My appointment with my psychiatrist, because she's out on medical leave, is like a week after, 5 days after my surgery, which will be through the most painful thing, which is what I wanted to know, if what we're going to do about my meds, my psych meds, while I'm in pain, because my anxiety is directly linked to my level of pain. And I'm worried my doctor, because she's not worried about my pain, I'm worried she's not going to be good at addressing my pain, even after surgery. Anyway, my second opinion agreed with what my first doctor is doing, and she said, if I change hospital systems now, I'm just going to have to wait longer for the surgery. So she's like, I would just stay where you're at, get the surgery. And they have a pelvic pain management clinic at this other hospital system that she said she would, you have to be referred. But she said she would refer me. She would refer me now if I wanted to. But I'm like, with all the other places I got to do and things I got to do, I don't know if I'd be able to have anything done in time, because it's not like they're going to give me any pill that's going to help me get through. Okay, because my doctor, the nurse, okay, so I'm talking to the nurse when I say my doctor, because the doctor doesn't call you back, the nurse does, because I think this doctor just she's the leading like women's health at this hospital system. I think she has too many patients, because she never remembers who I am or remembers anything about my case at all, which I think is weird for doctor, because like my psychiatrist knows all about me, and she knows my entire history. Every time we talk, she knows exactly, and I see her like Well, I have been seeing her for a few months, but she's always been like that. I think she's just a better doctor, maybe, and she can handle having more patients. Or maybe she doesn't have a big patient load. I don't know. But I like that I never have to remind her of anything, and she'll remind me of things. And I'm like, how do you remember that? That's something I didn't even remember that I had told her, or that we had already tried, or something like that. Me being in charge is a bad idea because my memory is terrible. So anyway, as you can see, as I'm trying to tell this story and I'm meandering the whole way, totally forgot what my point was again. What was my point? I don't even remember. So, all of this is to say that for January, actually, let me give you the dates, because today we'll start the 2-week. I'm just telling you, so I mean, I don't think anyone's really going to care, but I'm telling you, so like, I get invested in YouTubers that I watch, and if they don't put out a video when they're supposed to, I get worried. So it's just so that doesn't happen. So today's the 4th, which means on the 6th, this will be put out. So that means on the 13th, I'm not going to have a video for you. But on the 20th, I will. And that's actually going to be recorded the day before my biopsy. And then the following week, the 27th, there won't be a video. And then on the 3rd, which is actually the day after my surgery, because my surgery's been scheduled for the 2nd, so I'm going to record on the 1st. So that'll be amazing, because I'm going to be a wreck. But I decided to do that because that way I have to record and edit in the same day. And it's the day before my surgery, so that should help me focus on something. So you may or may not get a video that day, because if I don't feel like it, I'm not going to. So you may or may not, depending on how I feel. Because if I am freaking out that day, I'm not going to want to sit down and talk to you. Or maybe I will. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? So... Can you? Okay. So then on the 8th, I should be back for the 10th, which will be like almost a week after my surgery. So I should be okay for that. And then I'm hoping that weekend is wild and woolly out here, which I am not sure if I'll be able to go to a week after, because I'm having laparoscopic, so I might be okay. It really depends, I think, on how you respond. Because I did want to go to Wild and Woolly, and it was going to be 5 days before my surgery, 4 days before my surgery, so I was thinking of going, but then I was worried, like, what if you get COVID? Then they're going to reschedule your surgery, because you can't have surgery while you have COVID, obviously. So, anyway. So, that is the new schedule. I'm hoping to put up some shorts, maybe just of me knitting with Lola if I feel good enough, or maybe just I'll do some short stuff on my phone, probably. I don't know, everyone else does okay doing an episode every other week. I can't get anything done, and I can't focus, so they still haven't finished their count. I got the TV on, and I'm like, they don't even have it. They have it split screen, so I can't even see where they are in the names. Because I like listening to the roll call, to be honest with you. Because I'm weird, I guess. I don't know. So that's the plan right now. I am terrified. I am so scared. I think it's because I have to walk back into a hospital. And with PTSD, when you have to confront the thing, like if you have to be in the place, like place is a big thing for me. If I have to go somewhere that feels okay, like my second opinion was what I thought was like a lot of the doctor places here are like business buildings, like office buildings, and you just go in and there's a doctor's office. Like, it's very rare that I go into a hospital setting. And yesterday, the rain's starting up back again. Yesterday, for my second opinion, I did not know this was like a medical center. Like, they have surgeries there, and you go in and it looks exactly like a hospital. And I'm like, this is terrible. So, I mean, I was having trouble just getting, I had to go to the second floor, and I can't do elevators because of my dizziness. So I always have to take the stairs. So like, it was hard finding where the stairs were, and then like going up, like it was really hard to maneuver in this hospital, like the sights and the sounds and the smell and everything, and like I'm having flashbacks, and I'm like, okay, just get to this thing, and my anxiety's through the roof, and I was by myself. So like for the pre-admin testing, I have to go into the actual hospital. That I don't know how my husband's gonna get me in the car for the surgery, for the day of the surgery. I don't know how he's going to get me in the car to go. Like, I'm like, you're gonna have to like wrap me up in a blanket, like you burrito a cat to give it medicine, and stuff me in the car. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get in the car to go there and then get out and walk into the hospital without running the other, because every instinct in my head is going to be telling me, this is danger. This is dangerous. You're not safe. Go home. And so when you're fighting through PTSD in that moment, it's really, really difficult. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to walk into there. I'm like, maybe we need to have like security come out and carry me in. Because when I was in the hospital, when I was a kid, nurses held me down on a bed. That is a very distinct and terrifying memory that I have. And I have a lot of PTSD dreams about it. And when I was in getting my, I had 3 cavities filled. When I was laying in the chair, and you have the dentist and his helper. I don't know what she is. Is she a hygienist? I don't know. She helped him with like handing him stuff. And they both were like, you lay down, right? They set you back, and then they both come at your face like that. And I immediately was transported to that memory of being held down by nurses. I know at least one of them was a big man. I don't know who the other one was. I didn't see who they were, but I know there was at least 2 of them. And they held me down while I screamed for my mother on a hospital bed. So obviously, even thinking about and calling it like puts me back there. So I don't know how. Sorry. This is exactly why I hate people that make fun of the word triggering, and when they misuse triggering to mean something that it doesn't mean, because this is what it means for people with PTSD and people with trauma. Triggering is something real that happens. It's not, oh, I'm so offended by you being a strong man. Like, no, it's a real thing, and it puts us somewhere else, and it gives us physical symptoms, and it's a real thing. So if you see someone misuse the word triggering, you have my permission to chew them out over it, because it's a real thing. I need a minute, I'm sorry. So anyway, I don't know how I'm going to get myself to walk into a hospital for surgery. And I'm even more worried that they're going to let me go home the same day. It seems like that should not happen. But now I'm real scared about it. Like, the closer it gets, I'm getting more and more scared about it. And I don't know how, without my anxiety meds, I don't know how I'm going to make it in. Obviously, the pre-admin, I guess they'll tell me how to take my meds. And I'm assuming I can't take any. I won't be able to take them that day. I'm hoping they'll, like, put me out earlier before they start doing stuff to me. Like, I am all for knock me out and then do the stuff you got to do. The biggest thing is I have to ask them what I use to put my hair up to keep it out of the way. Because I think you can't use metal. I don't know. Okay, the rain's starting. I gotta go. These are the things going through my head, and I'm insane. And I'm sorry, but that's kind of the package. And I'm pretty sure if you're still here on our 110th episode that you already know that. So anyway, I'm sorry I need to take it easy this month. I know you're all going to be supportive and understanding, and honestly, only one of you talks to me. Hi. So it doesn't matter. And I can talk to you on Instagram. So I want to thank you for spending this. I don't know how. I might just leave this unedited, to be honest, but I probably will edit it because we're at 42 minutes. If you have anything to say about if you're watching the speaker stuff with me, are you into politics? I am so into, I love politics. Anyway, if you are, I'd love to hear what you think of what you're thinking is going to happen. Or I'm sure by Friday it's going to be taken. If it's not, I'm going to be even more excited if I publish this on Friday and this is still not taken care of. I can't believe this is so hilarious. Anyway, thanks for spending this time with me. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.